High above the peaceful village of Ticktockton stood a tall, old clock tower. Its great gears turned and ticked all day and night, keeping perfect time for everyone below. But what no one knew, not the bakers, the shopkeepers, or even the mayor, was that deep inside the clock tower lived a tiny gnome named Nico. Nico wasn't just any gnome. He was the nut-bolt gnome, the one who made sure every gear was tight, every bolt was snug, and every tick and tock stayed right on time. He wore a bright red hat, round little glasses, and had a soft white beard that wiggled when he worked. In his tiny hand, he carried a silver wrench that gleamed in the sunlight. Every day, Nico scurried through the maze of gears, tightening here, tapping there, and wiping oil off creaky joints. He hummed cheerful tunes while he worked, even though no one ever saw him or knew he was there. One morning, as the village woke to sunshine and birdsong, Nico paused by a round little window high in the tower. He watched the people below smile and stretch and sip their tea. Children laughed and pointed at the clock tower. 12 chimes, one shouted. Right on time. Nico smiled until he realized something. They don't know I'm up here, he said quietly. They think the clock just works by itself. He looked at the wrench in his hand and sighed. All I do is tighten bolts. Does it really matter? That day, Nico made a decision. I'm taking a break, he said firmly, placing his wrench on the shelf. He climbed into an old tea tin he used as a bed and pulled a cloth over his beard. Down in the square, the townsfolk gathered for the noon chime, but it didn't come. They waited and waited. The clock hands had frozen. The gears inside the tower creaked and groaned. Something had gone terribly wrong. Nico awoke to a strange silence, no ticking, no whirring, no chiming. Only the sound of strained metal and stillness. He leapt from his tin and dashed toward the gears. Loose bolts rattled. A gear had slipped. The clock was moments away from breaking completely. Without hesitation, Nico grabbed his wrench and jumped into action. He tightened every bolt he could reach, realigned the slip gear, and wiped oil across every stuck surface. Sparks flew. Gears screeched, then turned. Click! Tick! Tock! Dong! The bell rang out loud and clear. The villagers cheered, clapping and smiling as the great clock came back to life. Back inside the tower, Nico stood once again by his little window. He looked down at the square. The people still didn't know he was there. But this time he didn't mind. They may not see me, Nico said, smiling under his white beard. But they feel the time I keep. He picked up his wrench and tucked it into his belt. Then, with a proud heart, Nico got back to work, because even the smallest hands can keep the biggest things turning.
If you enjoyed this magical tale and want more heartwarming stories just like it, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with someone who needs a little wonder today. Until next time, keep believing in the little things that keep the world ticking.